Good Monday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a look outside that weather window from this afternoon. And it was a brisk one out there, just downright chilly if you were outside at any length of time today and not really dressed properly for it. Temperatures, boy, they struggled to reach 40 degrees throughout most of north central Washington today, but it made for a beautiful shot, didn't it? This is from the Wenatchee Heights, our Sky-Fi tower camera up that way at the cross camera, and you can see some clouds on the horizon, also some blue sky out there today. Luckily, not much wind, and we are going to continue to see that no wind as we move through our work week, and temperatures will slowly warm up. In the Wenatchee area, keep your eye on the temperatures to the right. We should be around 40 today, which we were. Tomorrow, a little warmer, maybe 50 Wednesday, but we are definitely going to jump into the mid to upper 50s by the time we get into the end of the week, and very calm wind conditions. We'll talk more about that coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. The man killed in an early morning house fire Friday in East Wenatchee has been identified. Numerous motorists on Interstate 90 found themselves on the side of the freeway changing a flat tire yesterday. We'll tell you why. And a motorist on Highway 97A escaped injury Friday morning after colliding with a bighorn sheep. But first, we begin tonight. Firefighters were able to stop a shop fire from doing significant damage to a nearby home yesterday afternoon just outside Moses Lake. Grant County Fire District 5 and 13 responded to the fire in the 700 block of Road 9 Northeast. The shop and its contents were destroyed, but damage to the home was minor and limited to the outside of the structure. Officials said the fire likely was started by a heat pump used in a chicken coop. Well, the man killed in an early morning house fire Friday in East Wenatchee has been identified now as 76-year-old James McCoy. The fire was reported at about 5 a.m. in the 2500 block of Sunset Highway. A portion of that highway was closed for about 3 hours while firefighters worked on the blaze. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. The home, carport, and garage were damaged in the fire. Douglas County Fire District 2 and Chelan County Fire District 1 responded. McCoy lived with his adult daughter who was working at the time of the fire. Well, numerous motorists on Interstate 90 found themselves on the side of the freeway changing a flat tire yesterday after a vehicle dropped hundreds of wood screws between Snoqualmie Pass and Hayek. The Washington State Patrol said several motorists took the risky step of changing their tires on the shoulder while others called for a tow. The State Patrol was unable to locate the vehicle that dropped the screws about 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon. Well, a motorist on Highway 97A escaped injury on Friday morning after colliding with a bighorn sheep. Washington State Patrol Trooper Jeremy Weber said motorists need to be extra cautious when traveling that stretch of the highway.
Good morning, folks. I'm Trooper Weber with your Washington State Patrol. I'm just in the Wenatchee area just north of Rocky Reach Dam on 97A near milepost 204, where I just responded to a one-car Ram collision. The driver was not hurt, but very startled. If you look behind me, you can see a bighorn sheep or a ram just in the rocks there. They blend in very, very well. Hard to see. So if you're coming through this area on the way to Chelan from Wenatchee, make sure you do it with caution, be safe, and watch for the rams. We want you to get to where you're going safely. This is Trooper Weber, you're watching.
Coming up next, law enforcement agencies and first responders from throughout Grant County were out in force on Saturday raising food and donations for local food banks. The Wenatchee Valley YMCA is participating in what's called 5 Days of Action today through Friday. We'll tell you what that is. And are you ready? The Forest Service will begin selling Christmas tree permits this Sunday. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Winter is a great time to trade in your current hot tub. Turn your old hot tub into money with Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa's trade-in program. You can save $500 to $1,000 off of any new artesian spa or take advantage of a free Bluetooth music experience. Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa recommends draining your hot tub every 3 months. Ask us about our drain and refill special. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa today.
Hope. oxygen to your soul, color in your world, a light to your future.
Difficult to qualify and quantify,
Yet you know when it's lacking.
So many things have promised us hope.
but have left us feeling hopeless and empty.
Real hope is able to stand firm even on the darkest day of the soul and still say with the prophet Jeremiah,
"For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord.
Plans to prosper you and not to harm you.
Plans to give you a hope and a future.
The Apostle Paul declared to a young church in Rome,
May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace."
as you trust in him.
so that you may overflow with hope.
By the power of the Holy Spirit.
If our God is a God of hope, then maybe it's your turn to experience a hope that cannot be shaken.
Or destroyed.
And maybe it's time to hope again.
Maybe it's time to become a generation of hope.
What if the same God that raised Christ Jesus from the dead
And resurrect your hope.
maybe it's time to hope again.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee has been professionally cleaning and sanitizing homes and businesses in north central Washington since 1998. Mary Maids uses commercial-grade cleaners and viricides. Mary Maids has implemented additional safety and sanitation protocols. They are strictly following CDC guidelines for the safety of their clients and employees. For expert help with cleaning and sanitizing your home or business, call or look up Mary Maids of Wenatchee to schedule your free estimate today.
Welcome back. In another news, law enforcement agencies and first responders from throughout Grant County were out in force on Saturday raising food and donations for local food banks. Organized by Target Zero, the Columbia Basin Traffic Safety Force, events were held at grocery stores in Moses Lake, Ephrata, Quincy, Soap Lake, and Royal City. Target Zero says nearly 20,000 pounds of groceries and $3,000 in cash were donated. In addition, 4,000 pounds of potatoes and 4,000 pounds of onions were donated by area farmers. The Wenatchee Valley YMCA is participating in what's called 5 Days of Action today through Friday. The 5 Days of Action is a week designed to raise awareness and inspire adults to take action to protect children from sexual abuse. 5 Days of Action will help communities and parents, caregivers take it one day at a time and will offer tips, tools, activities, and resources that are relevant to the current environment. The goals of the program are to help adults see the warning signs and respond quickly to prevent abuse, to foster and a culture of child abuse prevention. For more information, you can visit www.5daysofaction.org. The Forest Service will begin selling Christmas tree permits this Sunday. The permits are $5 each and will allow a family to cut one tree on the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest that's no taller than 15 feet. The permits are available online at the recreation.gov with an additional $2.50 transaction fee. They're also available in person without the transaction fee on weekdays at the Eniat, Chelan, Methow Valley, and Natchez Ranger District offices. The permits are also available at several local vendors in Wenatchee, Eniat, Leavenworth, and in Plain. The Forest Service offers these tips for a successful Christmas tree hunt.
Leave to head to the woods to go get your Christmas tree. You need to make sure you have your Christmas tree tag and the information sheet that the ranger station will give you so that you understand the do's and don'ts about getting a Christmas tree. Noble fir trees are, I think, a little bit better Christmas tree because the needles stay on longer. The branches are a little bit more stout and they can hold your ornaments better. A lot of other people like to get Douglas fir trees for their Christmas tree, and it's a great tree. It'll look nice in your home. The needles will usually come off a little bit sooner than on a noble fir tree. And when you're out in the woods looking for a tree, you can really feel the difference in the stiffness of the needles for a noble fir versus the stiffness in the needles on a Douglas fir. One tree I definitely don't recommend getting for a Christmas tree is a hemlock. The hemlock needles fall off within a week of cutting it down, even if you put it in water. So we've picked out our tree. We're gonna prune some of these bottom branches off just to make it so it's a little bit more easily accessible with the handsaw. And there there's our Christmas tree. After you have your Christmas tree loaded in the back of your truck or on top of your car, make sure that you tie it down securely so that it won't come undone as you're traveling at highway speeds. And also, before you leave the area, make sure you get your Christmas tree tag and notch out the month and the day to validate your Christmas tree. And before you put it in water, you need to cut off about an inch or inch and a half of the bottom so that it's a fresh cut, so that the tree is able to absorb the water that you're going to put it in. Happy Christmas tree hunting. Be safe out there. Have a great holiday season from all of us at the Mount Hood National Forest.
Already thinking about Christmas. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Pybus Public Market's motto is where community meets. Whether it's people, enjoying an event, or they meet a colleague for coffee and whip out their laptop and are able to actually do work here, having quick and reliable Wi-Fi is one of the things that makes Pybus such a great community hub. It just contributes to the welcoming place that we want Pybus to be. I'm Allie, and fiber keeps people connected, and that's what Pybus Market is all about.
And welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Braving unseasonably cold October weather, Wenatchee Valley residents by the hundreds were out to make a difference Saturday. In tonight's feature story, Mary Henson of Wenatchee Valley Make a Difference Day traveled to several locations throughout Wenatchee, talking with volunteers and gathering and delivering donations.
I am ending my day here live at the market. I just want to let you guys know, if you look around, and some of the things have been taken already, but there's just boxes and boxes and just boxes of things that people have donated. I know people have been running around just like me all around town, and there's tons that you guys have donated today. Things are still going on. There's still groups out and about that are collecting donations, that will be collecting donations past today, and groups that are out there picking up the trails and doing some cleanup and all those sorts of things. So thanks for coming with me today. It was so fun. I'm super excited about just everything that we were able to do and collect, and I can't wait to see what you guys have done today for Make a Difference Day. Throw out that hashtag MKDD30. Let us know what you did today, and we can't wait to see all the pictures and photos of how your day went. So thanks for coming with me, guys. Have a good one.
Time now for a check of your north central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a great weekend. It was sure a chilly one, that's for sure. Not a lot of moisture or snow here, but boy, places around us picked up a ton of snow over the weekend, including areas to our north up around Winthrop and Twisp. But here at home today, a typical fall day, except it was kind of cool out there as we look down at the Wenatchee Valley from our Sky-Fi Tower camera up on Wenatchee Heights. We call it our cross camera. We did see some low and mid-level clouds out there. Some mixed sunshine breaks in there as well this afternoon, but it was definitely cooler than normal today. Unofficially high temperature today, yeah, only 41 degrees. 55 is where we should be for a high. 27 was our overnight low. By the way, yesterday did break an overnight low record of 26, and we might do it tonight too. We'll show you why in a second. 68's our record high in 1992. 27, we tied it, our record low in 2002. So 2 days in a row, we either tied or set a record low temperature. We did pick up 6/100ths of an inch of moisture on Friday, and that gets us to just under 4 inches now since January 1st. Sunrise 7:36, sunset tonight at 5:52. Let's head to tomorrow and see what we can expect. Not a whole lot of changes, that's for sure. We'll see just about the same sky conditions, maybe a little bit more sun tomorrow, and that'll allow our temperatures to get to about 45 in Ephrata and Moses Lake, 46 for Quincy, 46 in Wenatchee, so a slow warm-up beginning tomorrow. Any at 45, and up in Omak, your high temperature tomorrow also in the mid-40s. Surface loop tonight, mostly clear skies. It will be calm, and yeah, with those clear skies, it's going to be cold. High pressure out in the Pacific, that's still dominating our weather picture right now, but look at all of this cold air that moved in over the weekend all the way down into the middle part of Texas. Snow in the panhandle of Texas because of that. By the time we get to tomorrow here at home, sunny skies, light wind. It will remain on the chilly side, but you can see that cold air, the blue, beginning to erode as we get into the middle part of the week, and that will move all of that cold air away from us. A little bit of fog, expect that each morning Wednesday and Thursday. Still chilly on Wednesday, although we will continue to see a slow warm up as we get into the end of the week. A little bit of fog for Thursday morning too, so keep that in mind for your morning commute. Partly cloudy, but it will be warmer. We're back into the yellow, which means temperatures in the 40s and the 50s as we get into the end of the week. As we mentioned, a storm system also up in British Columbia will slide through on Friday. Here it moves across southern Canada, and that could kick off just an isolated shower for us. I think most of that will be over in Spokane as this moves through on Thursday. For Friday, we'll stay with mostly cloudy skies, as we mentioned, and it will be warmer. Our highs on Friday will jump into the mid-50s, and even warmer than that as we get into Halloween on Saturday. Halloween on Saturday, you gotta love that. Temperatures very mild. We'll see partly cloudy skies with highs in the mid to upper 50s on Saturday. And for Sunday, what a great way to end our weekend. Partly cloudy skies, it will be mild. Temperatures will be slightly above normal by Sunday, and it will be just a quiet weather pattern as we get into the first part of next week. And let's take a look now at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling 7-day forecast. 22 tonight, that'll be a new record. 46 Tuesday, 48 on Wednesday, and you can see the slow warm up. 57 by the time we get into Friday and Saturday, and still nice Sunday with a high then of 56. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Monday to you. The Seahawks squandered an opportunity in the desert, fell in overtime to Arizona last night. 37-34 the final. Seattle gave up 13-point leads twice in the game. The Cardinals came back to tie it on Zane Gonzalez's 44-yard field goal to set it in overtime, and then he won it on a 48-yarder in the extra session. Coach Pete Carroll says it was a game of missed opportunities for the Seahawks.
We had all kinds of chances to win the football game, and we could have won it on offense a couple times and on defense a couple times and in overtime as well. and we weren't able to get the finish that we needed. You know, we've been finding that way on one side of the ball or the other to make the play, make the sequence happen, and we had our shots. And you know, we take such pride in finishing well and doing things right down the stretch and executing and making the other team have to out-execute us. I didn't feel like that tonight. It didn't feel like we were able to force that issue in our favor. So it's hard to win them all, and we're going to keep trying. And it's tough to lose a division game, but they played their tails off tonight, and you can see why they're a good team and they're hard to deal with.
Russell Wilson was intercepted 3 times in the game, including on Seattle's last drive in overtime. Seahawks appeared to have won the game on a 48-yard pass play to DK Metcalf, but it was called back for holding. Next play resulted in Wilson's 3rd interception, leading to Arizona's game-winning drive. Russell says he and the team will be better next time.
So, you know, nothing really changes except for the fact that we just have to tighten up some things. I have to be better, which I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to playing the next game. I wish we could play tomorrow. And that's just you know, our mentality, and we'll be back stronger. We'll be better, and you know, I thought we laid it all on the line. I mean, just every play was competitive. I mean, I even thought the last play to DK, you know, where he went down the sideline for the touchdown. I mean, I thought that was game over, honestly. But they called holding, and that was their call. So I think throughout the whole game, just the effort of guys, how we played, how we competed, how we battled. It's just a testament to who we are, and you know, it's never over. We usually win games like this. That's the reality. You know, we usually win these close matchups. We've done it for years, you know, and so, you know, our confidence in our vision and who we're going to be and who we are doesn't change.
The two teams combined for over 1,000 yards of offense. Wilson threw for 388, rushed for another 84. Favorite target of the night, Tyler Lockett. He caught 15 balls for 200 yards and 3 scores.
I think Arizona did a great job just being able to adjust and try to switch up some things. Maybe they understood what we were doing and how we were trying to attack them. Who knows? Maybe we just didn't convert on the 3rd downs like we usually did in the first half. I just think they did a great job just towards the end of the game just to be able to capitalize off of our mistakes, and they just ended up finishing. I think we put ourselves in the best position to be able to finish even after they missed the field goal. There's just things that we got to constantly work on, being able to maintain a lead and not give it up whenever we have those times where we're up by 10 or up by 14. But like I said, I think it's just a learning experience overall, but I think Arizona really did a great job.
Kyler Murray led Arizona with 3 touchdown passes. He rushed for another. Cardinals rolled up 519 yards of offense. Of course, the play of the game, maybe the play of the year, came midway through the second quarter. Seattle driving the Arizona 3-yard line. Russell Wilson tried to pass in the right sideline to Chris Carson. The ball intercepted by Budda Baker. Looked like he'd return it 98 yards for a pick 6, but somehow DK Metcalf chased him down, tackled him at the Seahawks 8-yard line. Coach Carroll says it showed the heart and speed of his second-year wide receiver.
It was one of the best football plays I've ever seen. It was just remarkable. You saw him realize what was happening, the opportunity, and he just used all that marvelous skill that he had and the will to go run the guy down. And it was such an incredible play because of what happened afterwards. The defense followed and rallied, got out of there in 4 downs and took the ball off him. Offense goes 96 yards with a drive and scores. I just think that it was an inspiring play. Nobody could miss it. Everybody that was watching that play, whether you like football or not, you could see that was something extraordinary, and I just never seen one quite like that.
That was an amazing play. Honestly, that was probably one of the best plays that we've had this year. When you see how Budda caught the ball and how he was 15 yards in front of everybody almost, just the fact that he never gave up, he took off, he caught him, he stopped them, and not only that, but they didn't even score, not even a field goal, and then we drove down and we scored after that. That was a big-time play, and that was a big-time play by a big-time player, and that was one of the best plays that you can see him make without him touching the ball.
One of the most remarkable plays I've ever seen is just the play, the effort by DK. I tried to make the effort, but DK had the angle. He just kept going, man. It was just an unbelievable play by him. I mean, just the effort. I really respect him for that, and that's what it takes, just as a winning effort. So, like I've told you guys, he's one of the best players in the league. He's one of the most special guys I know. He's one of my best friends, and I really respect him, not just because of his effort on that particular play, but that's who he is.
Seattle dropped to 5-1 on the season with a loss. Will host San Francisco Sunday at 1:25 at CenturyLink Field. Well, checking the Les Schwab scoreboard for the rest of the NFC West, Jeff Wilson Jr. rushed for 112 yards and 3 touchdowns to lead San Francisco past New England 33-6. Bill Belichick's worst loss at home since he's been with the Patriots. 3 passes after becoming the 48th player in NFL history to pass for 30,000 yards. Cam Newton threw his 3rd interception and was benched. Rams will take on the Bears tonight on Monday Night Football. Well, the Dodgers are a win away from the winning of the World Series after taking Game 5 Sunday 4-2 over Tampa Bay. LA scored 2 runs in the first inning with 2 outs on RBI singles by Corey Seager and Cody Bellinger. They made it 3-0 on a solo home run by Jacques Peterson. The Rays closed the gap in the 3rd on an RBI triple by Yandy Diaz and RBI single by Randy Arozarena, but it was all Clayton Kershaw. And the Dodgers from there, as Max Muncy added an insurance solo home run in the 5th. Kershaw earned his 2nd win of the series, going 5 2/3, allowed 2 runs on 5 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 2 walks. He said it felt good to help his team get the win.
Yeah, this year has been just, special, weird, special, different in a lot of ways. So, I think to get to be here and, last minute we were able to get a few extra nosebleed seats, my wife said. So we got to bring, an extra 10 or so people here. So I don't know the exact number of how many people are here, but that wouldn't happen any other time because travel's so hard right now with what's going on in the country. So thankful that family and friends are getting to come to World Series games that I get to be a part of. And, I don't want to say it's working out the way that I wanted it to, just because being at Dodger Stadium would be awesome too. But to get to have family and friends here, to get to have, as packed house as it can be, and basically seem like it's all Dodger fans is very special as well.
Kershaw surpassed Justin Verlander on the all-time strikeouts list in the postseason. His bullpen of May, Gonzalez, and Tannen held Tampa Bay scoreless the rest of the way to preserve the victory. LA manager Dave Roberts was particularly pleased with how his bullpen came through.
Going into this one 2-2 to get a win was huge. Any way we could get it, and started with Clayton and Austin tonight. They both did a great job. Getting a lead early, the Corey base hit to start us off was huge. Tack on some runs, and the guys in the bullpen. It was just fun to watch tonight. Watching Dustin, Victor, and Blake, it just really came up big tonight.
Day off today. They'll resume with Game 6 tomorrow night, 5:08 on Fox, and it would be LA's first World Series win since 1988. And I know a guy over here that's pretty excited about that. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. Tomorrow, Tuesday, Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. My guest will be Dave Tosh. Dave is the Executive Director of the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activities Center. They've had to make a few changes as we head into the holiday season. We got some good news from Dave, though, as well. It's always good to see Dave. He's a regular contributor to this program. Dave Tosh will be joining me tomorrow. Plus, we'll have news, sports, weather, and everything you need to start your Tuesday 1 week from Election Day is tomorrow. And we'll also open up Grant Olson's ballot and find out what he voted for. No, we're not going to do that. We'll see you tomorrow at 7 a.m. for a Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Grant, back to you.
Nah, you're not going to do that. Now let's check in. No, rather, that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. Danny flustered me once again. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.
The ocean to the mountains to the forest in between, vacation time can be a fun time. But not if your car breaks down. Call Global Car Care today. Have a service approved over $150 on your vehicle, and Global Car Care will donate an oil change service to one of our local heroes at Confluence Health. Look for more incentives online. Global Car Care cares about their community.